Frederick Douglass Boulevard, 155th Street, Harlem, 2022. This is the most prosperous neighborhood of street ball culture in New York, and it is a holy place for countless street ball fans to regard it as a basketball mecca. This is Rock Park. There have been street ball players who have been regarded as great by countless street ball enthusiasts in Rock Park, from the early GOATs and destroyers to the current bone collectors, professors, and NBA retired player Ralph Alston, and so on. Almost all street ball legends have performed in Rock Park, and many NBA stars have also come here to compete with street ball masters. The fancy dribbles on the court, the fast and fierce dribbles, the explosive dunks, and the cheers of the fans on the sidelines of the court played the best battle song. This kind of explosive movement makes people feel pulse-seeking. But a handsome uncle on the bench on the sidelines is incompatible with the atmosphere of Rock Park. He leaned lazily on the seat, holding a bottle of beer in his hand. The black sweater was slightly open, and the lumpy chest muscles and abdominal muscles could be seen slightly inside. The first impression he gave was that he was strong and tall, powerful, smooth, and handsome face, revealing a sharp-edged indifference. The combination of this face and figure gives people a strange sense of beauty. Who is he? He is Lian Dao. He is a Chinese choreographer and a basketball trainer. In 2004, 14-year-old Lian Dao was brought to New York, USA by his parents from his hometown to study in Hackley Middle School. Lian Dao's academic performance in China is very good, and he especially likes basketball. And being able to come to the birthplace of basketball made him feel very excited. With a height of 183 centimeters and a wingspan of 203 centimeters, Lian Dao was selected for the school basketball team in the first year of senior high school, but he has not been reused by the coach. The reason is that Lian Dao often hangs out in field courts after school, causing his style of play to be street-oriented with gorgeous dribbling and a good mid-range shot, but he doesn't pay attention to defense. Coach Field is a standard academic. He thinks street ball is just flashy and useless. That's why Lian Dao didn't get much chance to play in high school for 2 years. In 2006, due to the transformation of his parents' company and relocation to Silicon Valley, he followed his parents to California Whitney High School and joined the school basketball team in the same year. And in the senior year of high school, he helped Whitney High School achieve the best record in school history of 20 wins and 8 losses. At the same time, he led the team to the semifinals of the Southern California Interstate League, led Oak Hill High School, but also finally got the favor of some NCAA colleges. Lian Dao thought that he would receive olive branches from the University of Southern California, the University of Southern California, and Arizona State University, but what he was waiting for was only olive branches from the University of Southern California and Stanford University. Ads by Pub Future, he and Arizona State University believe that although Lian Dao has excellent height, wingspan, and excellent ball handling ability, his ordinary physical fitness and confrontation ability make these two universities discouraged. And Lian Dao chose to join the University of Southern California. In addition to the fact that the strength of the Trojans team of Southern California is stronger than that of Stanford, there's also the fact that Southern California has the no.1 School of Film and Television Arts in the United States, which is the cradle of American film and television art. As a result, there are not only many girls here, but they are also very and beautiful. Of course, Lian Dao didn't come here for the female students at USC. He just loves our Tim. The coach of the Trojans looked at Lian Dao's physical test data, nodded, and shook his head, feeling a little disappointed. Lian Dao's height and wingspan are very good, and he also has good ball control and three-pointers. This can indeed make a difference in high school, but this is in college, in the NCAA, where the world's basketball talents are concentrated, and almost all talents hope to make a name for themselves through the NCAA and enter the NBA. When Lian Dao is compared with all the NCAA geniuses, Lian Dao will appear mediocre. Not to mention the ordinary physical fitness compared with those black people flying to the sky. Even in China, Lian Dao's physical fitness is not top-notch. It can only be said to be excellent. Compared with this group of muscle sticks, it is even worse. Lian Dao has a height of 203 centimeters and a wingspan of 223 centimeters. From the perspective of height and wingspan alone, even NBA scouts will be moved when they see it. But basketball is not just about height and wingspan. physical fitness and other natural skills are equally important. Although Tim saw that Lian Dao's physical test data did not meet his expectations, he was also a little worried about Lian Dao's basketball career. His physical resistance was poor and his body would be easily injured, but he still chose to let Lian Dao stay. Later, as Tim worried, Lian Dao was injured in a sophomore game and suffered a severe fracture of his right ankle. Lian Dao had to leave his favorite course. But Tim is really a bit unavailable at the moment. Last year, O.J. Mayo participated in the draft and entered the NBA. Due to the black-gold storm that Tim was exposed, the Trojans did not recruit particularly outstanding high school players, and the graduation of senior players led to many vacancies. Although there are 2 talents joining this year, the talented power forward Vucevic from Europe has to verify his amateur status, so he does not know how many games he will miss. It's another talented California guard who can make up for the pressure on the perimeter. Lian Dao withdrew from the Trojans in his junior year. Fuck, the plumbers in the sewer are more accurate than you. You might as well go home and feed the children. I can blow up the other side. The cursing of the black guy behind him interrupted Lian Dao's thoughts. It turned out that he missed the open three-pointer on the court, which made him very contemptuous. So he not only talked about lotus flowers. Lian Dao smiled and shook his head. He was just as energetic back then, but time. After drinking all the beer in his hand, he pressed his fingers hard, and the can was crushed flat in his hand. Standing up, he casually threw the can in his hand into the trash 5 or 6 meters away from him. After tidying up the slightly messy sweater, he was about to go outside when he suddenly saw the back of the bench he was sitting on with his last jersey on it. The jerseys are colorful, with a 1 in the middle representing the number of the jersey. Lian Dao was a little puzzled. He didn't see anything on the bench when he came, and since he was sitting here all the time, it was impossible for someone to take the opportunity to put the jersey on the backrest of his back, even if he could feel it. The black guy behind him is wearing a purple and gold Lakers jersey. The huge no.24 shows that the black guy behind him is the successor of the Mamba spirit. Looking around, I didn't see any similar no.1 jersey except for a few female spectators winking at me. Wait, why did I see a good-looking white boy wink at me too? You reading www. Okanshu. Calm Lian Dao thought he had read it wrong, rubbed his eyes, and looked again. That guy actually pouted like himself. Grass. Lian Dao came up with a classic national curse. He didn't read the almanac when he went out and met a guy. It's fine for those girls to wink, although those little black girls don't meet his own aesthetics, but at least they are women. But when he saw a man making the same expression to himself, he was so disgusted that he almost turned his head. He spit out all the beer he just drank. Lian Dao hurriedly picked up the jersey on the back of the seat and fled the field. Lian Dao was afraid that he would lose control if he took a step too late. So he took a size 48 shoe and printed it on the face of the white man, who was a size 38. Let him experience what it means to welcome a man. Bono, it's masculinity. In this way, Lian Dao took the jersey and hurriedly left Rock Park. Opening his car parked on the side of the road, he noticed that he had taken this jersey that did not belong to him off the field. But when I thought about not finding its owner before, and Lian Dao felt that it was just a basketball t-shirt, it was worth nothing. He didn't care and casually threw the jersey in his hand on the co-pilot. When I got home, I lay on the bed, my mind was in a daze. Lian Dao thought it was because he drank a bottle of beer, so he didn't take it to heart and fell into a dream after a while. What Lian Dao didn't realize was that the jersey he brought was disintegrating and melting little by little and then floating above Link's body. After the jersey disintegrated, it looked like little fireflies floating in the air in the shape of a jersey. Suddenly, the floating jersey slowly fell, then absorbed onto Lian Dao's body, dissolved in his skin, and disappeared. Visit and read more novel to help us update chapter quickly. Thank you so much. Next morning, welcome to your joining lad. Lian Dao saw a white-skinned middle-aged man extend his right hand to him and shook hands to express his welcome. Lian Dao mechanically grasped the hand extended to him. It was the hand of Tim Floyd, the coach of Lian Dao's college basketball team. How did I come to USC? I'm at home in New York. And how did Tim get younger? Lian Dao looked bewildered, and his mind was filled with various small problems. At this time, Lian Dao didn't realize that he would be reborn as a college student. He thought he was sleepwalking back to his alma mater Southern University. Hey, Sickle, are you too excited? Tim looked at Lian Dao's dull expression and guessed with a smile. Tim has seen too many surprised expressions of high school students after being admitted to a prestigious basketball school, and he thought that Lian Dao's dull expression was due to the excessive surprise after being admitted. Sickle is the English name Lian Dao gave himself, which means sickle in Chinese. This is the name Lian Dao gave himself after he first came to the United States to go to school. He really couldn't accept the pronunciation when they called him his name. Lian Dao corrected their pronunciation over and over again, and then found that it was useless. For Americans, the Chinese pronunciation is too convoluted, so he named himself Sickle because the Chinese meaning of this name is sickle. It has the same pronunciation as Lian Dao's name. What am I? Yes, I'm a little excited, Lian Dao said halfway and suddenly got stuck in his throat. At this moment, he realized that something was wrong, but he could only answer along the way. He originally wanted to ask Tim how he came to USC, but found that his voice had become much younger and he had lost some weight. Well, the height feels a little shorter, and the skin is whiter too. What? My bronze skin is gone. It's the result of a summer of sunbathing on the beach in Miami. No. The focus is a bit off. Why am I in USC, and why am I so young? Could it be that I was reborn? I don't meet the conditions for the rebirth army. Lian Daobu was taken aback, and immediately started a brainstorming, and keep asking myself in my heart to find a memory in my brain. Before his rebirth, Lian Dao was already a well-known basketball trainer in the United States, as well as a well-known choreographer. It can be said that he does not lack money and status at all. Introduced by friends after graduation, Lian Dao has worked as a basketball trainer for many NBA stars, and he is quite famous in the circle. His training plan has been recognized and praised by many NBA stars. Even several NBA teams offer high prices to invite Lian Dao to be the team's exclusive basketball trainer. But at that time, Lian Dao felt that being the team's exclusive trainer would restrict his freedom, so he declined the invitation. This is also directly related to the high income of Lian Dao at that time. When both freedom and money are available, Lian Dao will not give up freedom for more money. Actually lazy. Moreover, the script Dark Knight he wrote was favored by Hollywood directors, and it was filmed and released as a movie. It swept the box office around the world in 22 years, and was sought after by the media as a genius screenwriter. I showed up in Harlem before to avoid the media, and at the same time to visit the master in New York's Chinatown, but I didn't expect. Lian Dao before rebirth can be said to have a house, a car, deposits, and fame. The key is to look handsome. This is a typical tall, rich, and handsome. Moreover, my parents are still alive. My parents came to New York, USA in 1998 and founded a company in New York. Later, due to the transformation, he moved to Silicon Valley in San Francisco. In 2007, his father, Lian Guochang, saw the rapid development in China. So he discussed with his mother, Zhao Riyun, and the two chose to move the company's headquarters back to China to develop in China. Then, he left Lian Dao alone in the United States, and the name was called, in order to cultivate his son's independent ability. The key is that I believed it at the time. Before his rebirth, his father, Lian Guochang, wanted him to return to China to inherit the family business, but Lian Dao's stubborn character never agreed, and the father and son even quarreled several times for this reason. Until rebirth, there was very little communication between father and son. It is estimated that the parents did not think of it, originally planned to release them, but they did not expect that they would be released if they were not careful. Mother Zhao Riyun is also in a dilemma when caught between father and son. In fact, Lian Dao knew that his mother always wanted him to return to China. There is no mother who does not miss her son. But before rebirth, I never thought about the problem from the standpoint of my parents. Thinking about it now, the previous insistence is still very correct. Otherwise, I would not have become a basketball trainer, nor would I have become a genius screenwriter, nor would I have woken up and appeared in the training arena of the USC basketball team. Sickle, what's the matter with you? Seeing that Lian Dao had a strange expression, the coach asked with concern. It's okay, coach. I'm just excited about being able to play in the NCAA soon. Lian Dao waved his hand immediately, with a particularly excited expression on his face. The change of expression on this face is worthy of being a top student at the Academy of Film and Television Arts. Hollywood stars would be amazed when they saw it. Okay, boy, you should be excited, but don't forget the morning meeting the day after tomorrow. Remember, I don't like guys who are not punctual. Although Tim felt that the situation just now was a little abnormal, he didn't think too much. I just thought that Lian Dao, like other rookie players, was excited to come to the college basketball league. Good coach. I will definitely arrive on time, Lian Dao assured Tim. After saying goodbye to Coach Tim, Lian Dao came to the school dormitory according to his own memory. He came to the dormitory door in a daze, but with the closed dormitory door, he suddenly thought that he didn't seem to know where the key was. In my memory, I used to put things like keys in my coat pocket. Quickly put your hand in your coat pocket. The cold touch, familiar outline, is the key to the dormitory. Well, good habits keep yourself from being turned away. Open the door. This is a 2-bedroom dormitory, and the roommate is DeMar DeRozan, another talented guard that Coach Tim said. However, at this time, he has not come to the school to report, so he should come later. Because DeRozan has mild depression, he seems to have a dull personality and doesn't communicate much with others. But the way he plays on the court will make it difficult for people to connect with this quiet big boy off the court. DeRozan has always regarded Kobe as an idol, and his playing style is also very similar to Kobe. He has an excellent mid-range shot and likes to face difficulties. Although he has a dull personality, when you really get to know this big boy, you will find that although he looks cold on the outside, he is hot on the inside. He just lacks a fire to melt his cold shell. Later, Lowry of the Raptors was the fire, and Garbage Brothers were what the fans called them. But DeRozan had the most smiles on his face during that time. DeRozan is a person who values loyalty very much. Reading www. Okanshu. Kam has been sticking to Toronto for 10 years, but he didn't expect the team to use his loyalty as a bargaining chip. After entering the room, I hurried to the toilet to flush my face. Unfortunately, after washing his face, Lian Dao did not return to his mansion in New York. After washing his face, Lian Dao looked at himself in the mirror and found that apart from his fairer skin, he was still handsome, but less mature. Although it is still sharp and angular, it reveals the immaturity of youth. Lian Dao supported the edge of the sink with his hands, looking at himself in the mirror. Click! The sound of keys opening the door interrupted Lian Dao's self-appreciation. Lian Dao turned his head and went out. It was DeRozan who opened the door and dragged the box to the dormitory. Hey, it's you, Sickle. Why are you here? You also chose USC. DeRozan was a little surprised when he saw Lian Dao, which made him seem a little talkative due to his relatively silent personality. Yes, Debo, we meet again. We will be teammates from now on. Lian Dao held DeRozan's outstretched hand, and the two bumped their shoulders tacitly. Lian Dao met DeRozan in high school, when DeRozan was studying at Compton High School. Although he was not considered a big muscle bully in the NBA later, but in high school, DeRozan could be regarded as a big guy among high school students. DeRozan, a senior in high school, can average 29, 2 points, 7, 9 rebounds, 3, 9 assists, and 3 steals per game, and won the MVP of the Moore League, the McDonald's Slam Dunk Champion, and is quite famous among American high school students. Because Compton High School and Whitney High School, where Lian Dao is located, belong to California. So the two teams often played against each other. But Whitney High School, to which Lian Dao belonged, basically lost more and lost less. At the same time, Lian Dao's three-pointer also left a deep impact on DeRozan. Visit and read more novel to help us update chapter quickly. Thank you so much. Sickle, I was very impressed by your three-pointer last time we played against each other. I think our cooperation will be very pleasant. DeRozan packed up and walked out of the room to communicate with Lian Dao, who was familiar with the environment on the sofa in the living room. Of course, your mid-range shots are very accurate, and your dunks are also very strong. But now I think we should fill our stomachs and then go to the next court to warm up. I haven't eaten since morning, and my stomach is already a little hungry. Okay, I'll play sports with you after dinner. We haven't played against each other for a long time. Don't let me down. DeRozan readily agreed to Lian Dao's proposal. Lian Dao's laughter was a little guilty. With his current physical condition, If he challenged the NBA-level DeRozan, he might overturn. Lian Dao didn't want to give away the head out of self-control. He actually wants to train before the day after tomorrow to see what level he is now and to thoroughly understand his physical condition before he can formulate a reasonable training plan. My life as a trainer before rebirth made me understand that in my previous life, I had the opportunity to enter the highest level of professional basketball leagues. But I didn't receive systematic training at that time, and I missed the period from high school to university to enhance my physical fitness. Although some talents are born, such as height, wingspan, etc. But there are also some talents that can be increased through acquired systematic training, such as jumping, speed, etc. There are also some skills that can be achieved through systematic hard training. It is the all-star player level, such as shooting, passing, and so on. So Lian Dao wants to get familiar with his body as soon as possible, and then formulate a training plan as soon as possible, because he wants to improve his strength enough to enter the NBA this year. This may be a fantasy for others, but Lian Dao has a height of 203 centimeters and a wingspan of 223 centimeters. The length of his palm and the width of his open hand are as high as 72 centimeters and 29 centimeters. His palm length is comparable to that of Jordan in time. It is only 0.5 centimeters less than that, and the width of the palm of the open hand is 0.1 centimeter more than that of Jordan. This ratio of height to wingspan and palm is rare even in the talented NBA, which allows Lian Dao to do more things. The premise is to train the physical fitness to the basic standard of the NBA. Now Lian Dao's physical fitness may not even meet the average NCAA standard. Therefore, Lian Dao wants to improve his strength to the level enough to enter the NBA in 1 year. This requires not only a reasonable, detailed, and systematic training plan, but also life-threatening suicide training to achieve it. This requires precise control of your body. And this, Lian Dao, who has the experience of a basketball trainer in his previous life, can still do it. Most of the restaurants in USC are self-service, and there are still many types of lunch, and the two of them chose some that they like. Lian Dao's current body doesn't need to pay special attention to what he eats. Lian Dao ordered 5 hamburgers and some meat. Because he is too thin, he needs high-calorie and high-fat food supplements, which will be consumed through a lot of training and converted into muscle. At that time, when DeRozan saw the huge dinner plate Lian Dao was holding, his eyes almost popped out. He never imagined that this thin and tall belly could carry so many things. After eating in the restaurant, the two came to the outdoor basketball court not far from the stadium. Lian Dao held the basketball a little nervously. Although he was more confident about embarking on the road of professional basketball after rebirth, Lian Dao still felt a little unconfident after his tragic experience in the previous life. Although there are many seemingly thin basketball players in the NBA, they just look thin, but their confrontation ability in the same position is not weak. On the contrary, basically everyone who can make a name for himself in the NBA has a unique skill. Steve Nash's elegant pass explained what a point guard is. Stephen Curry allowed the league to redefine the three-pointer and so on. At the same time, Stephen Curry's bench press can reach 84 kilograms, 10 times, and the body fat content, 5. But God gave me such a chance. If I didn't fight hard, I would be too sorry for the great group of reborn. Lian Dao shook his head, forbidding himself to think wildly, and at the same time expelled the tension in his heart. Come on. The three-pointer decides who will attack first. Lian Dao said to DeRozan, clapping the basketball in his hand. Are you sure? Why don't you attack directly? DeRozan felt insulted when he heard the three-pointer and decided to go first. I'm sorry. I forgot that you don't know how to shoot three-pointers. The expression on Lian Dao's face did not show much apology. On the contrary, the expression on Lian Dao's face wanted someone to smash his handsome face with a fist the size of a sandbag. Face. I'm just inaccurate in shooting three-pointers. Not that I can't shoot three-pointers. DeRozan felt that his head was full of black lines, and he growled and argued. Is there a difference? Lian Dao asked with a question mark on his face. Forget it. You come first? DeRozan gave up, struggling a bit. That's right. Lian Dao was a little happy for this small victory, and he dribbled the basketball in his hand gorgeously and nimbly. Lian Dao was about to dribble the ball first to get a feel, when suddenly a mechanical sound came to his mind. The NBA talent inheritance system has been installed and is being bound. I rely on. Lian Dao was taken aback by the sudden voice, and at the same time reflected that this was his golden finger. What's wrong, buddy? DeRozan was taken aback by Lian Dao's startled expression. He thought it was Lian Dao who was uncomfortable. After all, the two of them just finished eating and did not do warm-up exercises. It's nothing, maybe I haven't stretched my body. I'll do some body exercises next to me first. Lian Dao waved his hand and said, throwing the basketball in his hand to DeRozan. Lian Dao immediately immersed his consciousness in his mind, the golden finger that the researcher just got. Are you there, system? Lian Dao was a little puzzled when there was no response after waiting for a while. Could it be that the way to open is wrong? Come out quickly. Baby, I promise I won't beat you two. Death. Could it be the old man in the novel? Old man, do you have any martial arts sheets? Ahem. Sorry for the host. The system was being activated just now. The standard equipment for rebirth time travel may be late, but it will never be absent. It was you who brought me back to life. Why did you choose me? And what role do you have? Lian Dao might be a little excited when he saw the living system for the first time and talked too much. Sorry, the host has insufficient authority, so I won't answer the first two questions. First, let me introduce some system attributes. The name of the system is NBA Talent Inheritance System. The NBA Talent Inheritance System is a system invented and created by a basketball-loving scientist in 2838 in order to create the strongest basketball player. It contains NBA history and the talent of all players in active service. However, due to the triggering of the protection program, due to the dimensional shuttle, the talents of NBA players after 2012 are permanently locked and can only be unlocked through time development. Only the talent, skills, and templates of NBA players before 2012 are unlocked, but they can only be obtained through special conditions. The NBA Talent Inheritance System includes the talent skills, including life skills, of all NBA players. Through the system, you can get the talent skills, templates, and training bonus cards. You can also get their jerseys by defeating opponents. Collect jerseys to get Jersey Talent Lottery. At the same time, the rewards issued by the system cannot be given to others for use, and those who violate it will be directly obliterated. After the introduction of the system, Lian Dao probably mastered the basic functions of the system. Did you ask me for my opinion when you brought me back to life, system? Are you a bit disrespectful? Should you give me some compensation for what you did? Lian Dao looked at the introduction of the system, estimated that the hope of his rebirth was slim, so he changed his mind and robbed the system. The system was silent for a while. Probably it has never seen such a shameless host. And you reading www. Okanshu. Com never thought that there would be a day when it would be ripped off, so there was no reaction for a while. Due to the host's shameless request, the system can give compensation, but only this time. The final interpretation rests with the system. What compensation? Jordan's technology, O'Neill's strength, or Chamberlain's majesty? Body. Lian Dao automatically and systematically complained, but Lian Dao accidentally said what was in his heart. Congratulations to the host for getting a novice gift package and a compensation gift package. The following are the physical attributes of the host. Cheap rice position. Small forward currently included jerseys. 0 birthday. 1990. 15 height. 203 centimeters. 205 centimeters. Arm span. 223 centimeters. S+. Weight. 82 kilograms. Bounce. 46, 62, strength, 41 of 63, sprint speed, 52, 64, traversing speed, 64, 72, agility, 53, 73, fitness, 52 of 64, field of view, 86, 93, ball quotient, 98, basic skill evaluation, possession, 73, 78, passes, 64, 79, breakthroughs, 47, 62, baskets, 51, 69, CIC, 50, 73, 3 points, 74, 81, rebounds, 52, 64, defense, 54, 72, injuries, 40, vitreous, PS, The upper limit of talent can be increased by completing the tasks of the NBA talent inheritance system, and the strength can reach the current talent rating through hard training. That is, the bracket score. Lian Dao looked at his own attributes, and it was as expected. Even without a system, his body could enter the NBA after targeted training. His wingspan and ball quotient belong to the NBA Hall of Fame level, and the upper limit of vision skills is also at the superstar level. The upper limit of three-point skills is at the starting level of NBA stars. Lateral movement, physical fitness, ball control, passing and mid-range shooting, and defensive skills are NBA substitutes player. None of the other skill ceilings are up to NBA bench player standards, but most are up to top minor league standards. On the whole, after targeted training, I can reach the level of an NBA substitute player at the highest level and even be competent as a starter in some weak teams. But judging from the evaluation of injuries, his body does not meet the NBA standards, and he has not even reached the standards of the secondary leagues. He is only at the amateur league level. Before his rebirth, Lian Dao withdrew from the NCAA Basketball League due to injuries. In this rebirth, judging from the data given by the system, the biggest enemy still recognizes the injuries. This result made Lian Dao very frustrated, and Manching's blood seemed to be poured with cold water. Then he thought of the golden finger he had just obtained, and he believed that the system must have a way to change this situation. System, do you have a way to change the vitreous quality? Lian Dao eagerly conveyed his expectations to the system. The talent template can be obtained from the task rewards, and other methods can also be obtained. The current host level is not enough to open it. Lian Dao felt relieved when she heard that she could change her vitreous constitution. Open the gift bag. Without worrying about the future, Lian Dao then remembered that he still had 2 gift bags that had not been opened, so he sent a request to the system. The novice gift package has been opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Stephen Curry S plus 3-point skills and upper limit. This level strength upper limit increase card. 20 defensive strength skill points. Strength training effect, 4 times bonus card times 1, 24 hours. All skills training effect, 2 times bonus card times 1, 1 month. The compensation gift package has been opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Andre Miller's S-level skill anti-injury long standby. All gift packages have been opened. A series of reminders sounded, and Lian Dao was ecstatic to see the skills he had acquired. He was worried about his vitreous constitution just now, and then the system rewarded Andre Miller with his super long standby time to resist injuries. Many people may not be familiar with Andre Miller, but he has played 632 consecutive games and is known as the NBA Miracle. At the age of 34, he still scored 51 points on 22 of 31 shots in a single game. Because of his resemblance to a domestic singer, he is affectionately called no1 by domestic fans. Andre's anti-injury skills are exactly what Lian Dao urgently needs now. The future Stephen Curry's three-pointer allowed the NBA to redefine the three-pointer. His later great achievements were enough to be written in the history of the NBA. Until the rebirth of Lian Dao, Curry's career shooting percentage can reach 43.2%, and the number of hits is 2,974, surpassing Ray Allen, the first in history. Strength is also Lian Dao's biggest shortcoming now. The weakness of strength not only affects confrontation, but also affects defense, blocking, etc., and the upper limit of S-level strength obtained. Lian Dao finished using the upper limit card first, and found that the upper limit of other skills has also been improved. The biggest improvement belongs to defense. The increase in the upper limit of strength makes it easier for Lian Dao to take advantage of his height and wingspan, which is directly reflected in the improvement of the upper limit of defense. So Lian Dao directly added the 20 defensive skill points he got. The strength training effect 4 times bonus card, 24 hours, can just make up for the shortcomings. That is, the strength training effect 4 times bonus card can only be used for 24 hours, and the only advantage is that it can be suspended at any time. Once the full skill training 2x bonus card, 1 month, is activated, it cannot be suspended, but the 2 training effect bonus cards can be used overlappingly. That is to say, when training strength, turn on the strength training effect 4 times bonus card, and then turn on the full skill training 2 effect multiplier card. 1 month, to get 6 times the strength training effect bonus. Thinking of this, Lian Dao couldn't help feeling a little flattered. Absorb all the acquired skills and open the data bar, so he couldn't wait to send a request to the system. Data bar is on cheap rice position. Small forward currently included jerseys. 0 birthday, 1990. 15 height, 203 centimeters, 205 centimeters. Arm span, 223 centimeters weight. 82 kilograms bounce. 46, 62, strength. 41, 63, 94, sprint speed. 42, 54, traverse speed. 65, 72, agility. 53, 73, fitness. 52, of 64, field of view. 86, 93, ball quotient. 98, basic skill evaluation, possession. 73, 78, passes. 64, 79, breakthroughs. 47, 62, basket. 51, 6974, CIC. 50, 73, 3 points. 7490, 8197, rebounds. 52, 64, 73, defense. 5474, 7289. Injury resistance. 4093, super long standby. PS. The upper limit of talent can be increased by completing the tasks of the NBA talent inheritance system, and the strength can reach the current talent rating through hard training. That is, the bracket score. I saw that the upper limit of strength talent and anti-injury talent have been raised to the level of NBA superstars. The upper limit of talent at the basket and rebounding has also been raised to the level of NBA substitutes. The upper limit of defensive talent has been raised to the level of NBA starting stars. Lian Dao was a little puzzled when he saw the three-point talent. Is there something wrong with the system? Shouldn't the three-point skill be able to reach S+ in both strength and talent? Why is the strength only at S level? The system will not go wrong, because the system currently only unlocks the talent, skills, and templates of NBA players before 2012, and Stephen Curry's three-point strength in 2012 was 90, and the upper limit of three-point talent was 97. At the same time, please do not question system, and the final interpretation right belongs to the system. As the arrogant voice of the system ended, Lian Dao also understood what was going on. Curry's three-point peak was in the 2015-16 season. In the season, he took 886 three-pointers and hit 402 of them, with a hit rate of 45. But it was also this season that the Warriors lost to the Cavaliers 3-4 in the finals and did not win the title defense. In the 11-12 season, Curry made a total of 121 shots and hit 55. With a shooting percentage of 45. Before Lian Dao's rebirth, his shooting percentage was the highest in his career. But I have to say that Curry has not really entered his peak period at this time. Lian Dao had no choice. Although he didn't directly increase his three-point strength to 97, 93 pointers was more than enough for him at present. No, it should be said to be a dimensionality reduction blow. After all, in the 2008-2009 season, the NBA didn't pay much attention to three-pointers, let alone the NCAA College Basketball League. Moreover, I also got 2 training bonus cards, and the strength of the next 3 points can be improved through a lot of training. Thinking of this, Lian Dao stopped worrying about this matter. Hey, Sickle, why are you playing dumb? It's almost time to warm up. Come on 1v1, aren't you scared? DeRozan's yelling pulled out Lian Dao, who was immersed in the system. And then he exited the system. Are you so worried about being abused? Lian Dao felt the state of his body and felt a little different, so he instantly became more confident. Although Lian Dao can only shoot three-pointers at present, he also has a pretty good dribble. But with these 2 things, it is barely enough to deal with the current DeRozan. Although the upper limit of strength has been improved, but the strength is still at a low level, and only through a lot of training later can it reach the standard of S-level skills. Hey, your brain is burned out. Are you sure you are abusing me? DeRozan showed his muscles like a bodybuilder, explaining the meaning of the word strong. Lian Dao looked at his goddamn meat body and swallowed his saliva. Greedy. Now Lian Dao had the height of 203 centimeters, but only 82 kilograms. Standing there, he feels like a stick. At the same time, The strength evaluation of strength, he shows that his strength has not even reached the NCAA standard. So building weight and strength is his priority right now. System novice mission. In the current 1v1 duel win. Rewards. Sprint speed limit plus 10. Training stamina recovery potion x20. No penalty for failure of the novice mission. You can shu www. Okanshu. Accept the mission. Yes, as the system prompt sounded, Lian Dao saw the task and took it down. Come on, 5 balls, I'll let you go first. DeRozan said, slapping the basketball in his hand at Lian Dao. If Lian Dao might have been polite to him before, but now that he has received the task, Lian Dao will not be polite to him. If he can get the right to serve first, he will gain a little advantage. Lian Dao dribbled the ball to a position 1 meter away from the three-point line, while DeRozan stood inside the three-point line, close to the three-point line, and put up a defensive posture. Lian Dao, who was outside the three-point line, saw such a large space, so he directly shot a three-pointer. And the speed of the shot is very fast. At this time, DeRozan was almost 2 meters away from Lian Dao. He knew that Lian Dao's three-pointers were accurate, but Lian Dao's previous three-pointers were all near the three-point line, and he had never shot a super long three-pointer, and his shooting speed was still so fast. So he didn't react at all for a while, and when he reacted, it would be too late to intervene. Lian Dao's shooting posture is very standard. Standard enough to be comparable to textbooks. Before acquiring the three-point skills, Lian Dao's three-point skills were very good. This is the muscle memory formed after long-term and extensive practice. But the strike against the slight strength of the pitching arm has not been perfect, and it takes some time to adjust every shot. Although Lian Dao now has a quick shot, he knows that the ball will definitely go in as soon as he takes the shot. This is the precise control of the strength of the arm, fingers, wrist, and the speed of the shot. Sure enough, basketball crossed a perfect arc. Brush, there was a crisp sound. Lian Dao made this ultra-long three-pointer. Your three-pointer has become stronger, but I have to be serious next time. As DeRozan said, he passed the basketball to Lian Dao and then immediately moved his feet to sit in front of him, preventing Lian Dao from having room to shoot. Lian Dao didn't say a word, but he didn't give about DeRozan Lian Dao when he was in college. Lian Dao, in his last life, was a basketball trainer, and he didn't say more than 20 NBA stars, but there were still more than a dozen, not to mention DeRozan, who has not yet entered the NBA. Lian Dao held the ball outside the three-point line and began to dribble. The basketball, like an elf, jumped between Lian Dao's hands. DeRozan saw that Lian Dao's dribble was gorgeous, but he didn't give his opponent a chance to steal it. This made DeRozan very impressed. This guy's dribbling is absolutely top-notch in the NCAA, even in the NBA. DeRozan is ready to step up and press, squeeze Lian Dao's dribbling space through force, thereby forcing him to make a turnover and then make a steal. DeRozan's defensive ability is still good. He was selected to the best defensive team in high school. But DeRozan stepped forward to press, but Lian Dao found an opportunity. When he came up, Lian Dao dribbled the basketball directly to his crotch, then took a step forward with his right foot and caught the ball behind DeRozan. DeRozan felt the cold under his crotch, so he quickly took back his steps. But this time, Lian Dao took advantage of the situation with his right hand, pulled the ball back, and then took a step back. At this time, DeRozan's center of gravity and footsteps were all back, and he couldn't react at all. Lian Dao, who took a step back to open up space, made a quick three-pointer directly. Brush, a three-pointer went through the basket. Score. 2 o'clock at this time. DeRozan was a little confused. Am I being shown off? Shouldn't this kind of action be exclusive to defenders? You, a big and tall man of 203, dribble like a defender. Isn't this bullying honest people? At this time, DeRozan no longer appreciates Lian Dao's dribbling. Sickle, don't even think about scoring another goal next time. He was a little ashamed to be shown his dribbling skills by a 203 tall man. Lian Dao continued to attack with the ball. Consecutive dribbles outside the three-point line. Although he is 203 centimeters tall, because of his long wingspan, his dribbling center of gravity is very low after bending over. And he also practiced a good dribble in high school in New York and Los Angeles. DeRozan always wanted to steal, but couldn't find a suitable opportunity at all. At this time, Lian Dao took a step back after dribbling the ball, and at the same time pulled the ball back with his right foot as the pivot, bent his knees, and made a fake shot with his shoulders and head. At this time, DeRozan was highly nervous and straightened his hands, legs, ready to block. But at this time, Lian Dao took another cross-step dribble, cut straight to the basket with a long stride, and rushed to the basket, preparing for a layup. DeRozan quickly returned to defense, saw Lian Dao lay up, jumped up directly, stretched his right hand to the basketball, and was about to give Lian Dao a big cap from behind. Lian Dao, who was laying up, noticed DeRozan's right hand, quickly collected the ball to avoid DeRozan's block, and then made a backhand layup. Ads by Pub Future. DeRozan's hand hit the backboard hard. 3 o'clock, if the first ball, it is a surprise. Then, the second and third are definitely the perfect combination of experience and strength. Although Lian Dao's physical fitness is not as good as DeRozan's, Lian Dao also has experience from later generations that DeRozan does not have. The experience accumulated in the trainer's career for many years in later generations made up for the lack of physical fitness. When I pass you, it's like crossing the road in the morning. Lian Dao's words fluttered past DeRozan's ears. DeRozan's face changed drastically. Don't be too happy. It's only 3 o'clock now. In the fourth ball of the 1v1 duel, Lian Dao was still going to use a large dribble to open up the space. This time, DeRozan was ready. When Lian Dao was about to dribble, he quickly moved sideways, followed Lian Dao's side, and interfered with his dribble. Although DeRozan has not yet become the later king of the North, his physical fitness will not differ too much. Lian Dao was closely defended by DeRozan, and DeRozan continued to increase physical confrontation. At this time, Lian Dao had never experienced it before. Lian Dao dribbled the ball behind his back, and then made a gesture to distance himself to reduce the physical confrontation with DeRozan. Suddenly, Lian Dao made an emergency stop at the free throw line, pulled back under his crotch, and bowed to Buddha. Posture shot at this time. DeRozan had already become a frightened bird. Although he thought it was a fake move, his body took off uncontrollably to interfere with Lian Dao's shooting. However, Lian Dao immediately took a step back, retreating outside the three-point line. Bend your knees, kick off the ground, aim at the basket, and shoot. Brush, DeRozan floated past her, and Lian Dao just finished the shot. 4 o'clock, this goal made DeRozan a little regretful. This goal was a bit too undeserved. DeRozan summed up his experience, then passed the ball to Lian Dao and signaled to start. This is the last ball. Lian Dao dribbled the ball on the outside and kept retreating. DeRozan didn't know why, until Lian Dao retreated to the middle circle position. He suddenly pulled up and shot directly. DeRozan was taken aback by Lian Dao's sudden attack. He had never seen this kind of play before, and he was not given time to react. Generally, this kind of halftime three-pointer is only a gamble shot when there's not enough time. However, this is 1v1. Who would have thought that he would directly make a three-pointer at halftime? Ads by Pub Future. Both Lian Dao and DeRozan stared at the ultra-long three-pointer, and Lian Dao still maintained the follow-up movement of the three-pointer. The basketball is flying towards the basket little by little, and the facial expressions of Lian Dao and DeRozan are also changing little by little. Excitement slowly surfaced on Lian Dao's face. DeRozan wore a pain mask on his face. It feels like the ball has passed for a long time, and the basketball has drawn a beautiful arc across the half-court, precisely through the basket, across the net. Brush. 5 o'clock in Lian Dao is the winner of this 1v1 duel. Congratulations to the host for completing the task. The reward has been sent to the system space and can be claimed at any time. With the end of 1v1, the system's prompt sounded. Lian Dao first equipped the upper limit of the sprint speed talent with 10 points, and saw that the upper limit of the sprint speed has been increased from 54 to 64. I saw 20 small blue bottles of training stamina recovery potions in the system space. Training stamina recovery potion, as the name implies, is when physical strength is exhausted during training. Training stamina recovery potion can help you quickly replenish your stamina. That is, there is no way to recover physical strength during the game, which is a bit of a pitfall, but it's okay. Yes, it's better than nothing. After Lian Dao counted the items, his consciousness exited the system. At this time, I saw DeRozan standing on a basketball court as if he was frozen. His eyes were still full of disbelief for the ball just now. DeRozan was stunned for a long time before he came back to his senses, then turned around and said to Lian Dao with a serious expression, "You have really made great progress. You won this time. Your progress really surprised me. I'm looking forward to cooperating with you. We may make USC history this year." Champion, Lian Dao smiled and stretched out his fist. "You reading www. Okanshu." DeRozan also grinned happily, revealing his white, shining teeth. At the same time, he stretched out his fist and touched the sickle, and then bumped his shoulder. "Make history? Yeah, misses. USC needs a NCAA basketball championship trophy. At the same time, I also need to enter March Madness so that I can get more attention from the media and the NBA so that I can enter the NBA more smoothly. It's too early to think about this. The main task now is to make a training plan immediately. There are still 3 or 4 months before the start of the NCAA. The NCAA will not start until November, and the admissions of major colleges and universities in the United States will be completed in June and July. In other words, there will be 3 to 4 months of free time in between. This time is the time for preparations and training for major colleges and universities. Although the NCAA clearly stipulates that first-level teams can only start training on October 14th, most schools will train secretly, and the school's training hall is still open to school basketball players. The National Collegiate Athletic Association also turned a blind eye to this situation. As long as it doesn't go too far, as long as the team doesn't make public appearances or participate in exhibition games before the season starts, the sports association will not pursue it. After all, everyone is very busy, so it is enough for each other to know each other. These 3 or 4 months seem to be a lot of time, but it is very tense for major universities. The graduation of seniors and the joining of freshmen require a lot of time for the team to run in. USC also took advantage of the fact that this semester has not yet started and has arranged full training content.